days ago, we had the largest crypto liquidation event out there. And yesterday, I said in my video that I now want to be waiting a little bit to see how the market is taking a reaction on this. And then, of course, I'm going to be taking the appropriate steps to, of course, open up new trading positions again here. So that is, of course, what we have done. And now I have done some more research. I've been looking at the market. I have got most likely very unpopular opinions right now on the market, but I'm anyways going to be sharing it with you guys out there. I'm going to be talking about the levels where I want to be setting up my long positions up on. I want to be talking about the levels where I want to be opening up new trades on Ethereum, new trades on Bitcoin, and so much more will be getting discussed on today's update video. So don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in today's update video. So first of all, in yesterday's video, I of course discussed that basically after historically we get these major liquidation events there, we tend to usually see somewhat of a chopping sideways price action, right? And for example, if you look at 2023, you saw this exactly happen also after this major correction from the FTX collapse. And this is of course where I'm currently waiting for, right? I want to be seeing a clear floor being created on Bitcoin. I want to be waiting a couple days here before I'm going to be opening up new big trades here. I mean, if I'm right now looking at the immediate short term, I am starting to see a slight little scalping trading setup because right now we're starting to see the prices still creating lower lows and the RSI creating a higher low, what means that we're creating a bullish divergence. So for Bitcoin to see likely a slight little bounce towards the upside from here is most likely going to be the case here because this is what, of course, the lower time frames are indicating right now. But ultimately, we are, of course, currently hanging on a very important level of support. But what I have learned from all these major corrections in the past year, also, for example, this one in 2023, you can see over here as well, we eventually fill up the low of that liquidity again here. And that is, of course, where usually the biggest panic occurs. And that is usually where the biggest opportunity align here. So basically, if you're looking at Bitcoin on this level right here, for example, basically what my strategy is right now here is basically look to accumulate around that $102,000 level because we went all the way down there. And what 90% of the times happens is that we fill up that liquidity here. Now people are starting to say, okay, yeah, we should be already bouncing back towards the upside. We've retested this upper support line. We're going to be going higher. But personally, my targets where I want to be going heavily in here are going to be $97,000 to $98,000. And that is still quite a far way down here. And most people are just going to be saying, oh, that's not going to be happening. And in my opinion, how I'm going to be taking this, of course, with the trades I take, guys, I am not going to be opening up a trade right now. I'm not going to be opening up a long position right here because in my opinion, it is going to be too risky. In my opinion, it's too risky to long this support right here after seeing just such a major correction towards the downside. I think the market is going to be a little bit more weak for the coming period, even though we are in October. And if we're just looking back at all these previous times, we had these major tariffs come in towards the market. You can see over here, the tariffs come in here, major crash towards the downside. And then, of course, we bounce towards the upside. And ultimately, we fill up that wick here. Then also, if I'm going to compare the last times we got, of course, the tariff announcement, or for example, Black Monday, you can see here, Black Monday, major flash crash towards the downside. Then we bounce towards the upside, remain to be weak, but fill up that wick basically on the lower side. And then we move towards the upside. Then also the last time we got tariffs, basically we saw this major correction towards the downside, slight little bounce here, a little bit lower to fill up the wick, and then only bounce towards the upside. So I think a very similar move is going to be happening again here, and that is where I'm going to be basing my trades on. So I have not set up my orders yet here, but I will be doing it anytime soon here because I want to be setting up the copy trading feature, which will be available for everyone out there in the private Telegram group here, which is the second link in today's video description. So if you want to be copy trading me here and you want to be staying up to date on all the trades here, don't forget to first of all sign up an account to WeX using that first link in today's video description because you will get a 25% fee rebate, which means that basically this is the cheapest exchange to operate from here. And yes, with the trading positions, I'm completely transparent. We traded it from 1 million all the way up to 3.4. Now we're down back to 1.1. But of course, I am looking to open up new big positions, and I'm going to be doing so on this next move towards the downside. So that is going to be my strategy right now here. Of course, just like all my previous trades here, I'm not just going to be entering my position all in once here. I am once again going to be setting up multiple levels. I will be sharing my limit orders also in the VIP Telegram group here soon here. And yeah, this is basically my strategy on this moment of time here. And it is not a very popular opinion, because of course, if I say I'm gonna still wait here, usually people are saying, oh, you're bearish, blah, blah, blah. This is just what I personally think here out of all my years of experience of trading. Also, if you're looking at the weekly time frame, looking at the 50 weekly estimated moving average, you can see, boom, here, retest, bounce. And that is, of course, what I'm going to be looking for right now here. So if Bitcoin comes back towards this level right here, and by definition, I'm not expecting we're going to be going up towards new all-time highs here. But of course, if we're looking at all the timings in terms of how long this bull market should be lasting, the only thing I'm expecting is a very strong bounce back higher. And that is, of course, where I once again will be locking in the profit. So this is going to be the strategy for me here. I'm going to be a little bit more patient. Also, it corresponds with the 1.618 here on the Fibonacci, which actually in this flash crash, Bitcoin exactly bounced from, right? And it's not only Bitcoin where I'm going to be taking a trade with, because also if I'm currently looking at Ethereum, what I'm seeing on Ethereum is, of course, first of all, that this is the level where we bounced from. This is the level I discussed many times here in my videos before, while we were still sitting at, of course, the all-time high, because I always said this is the zone where I want to be going heavily in towards Ethereum positions again here with leverage. And personally, I've already set up my orders on some other accounts there, and I'm also going to be setting it up here on my WeX account as well here for the trading challenge from $1 to $10 million. Guys, this is once again, in my opinion, the sweet spot to open up a trade on Ether. But the only thing what is the case right now here is that we have to be a little bit more patient. So that is, of course, exactly what I'm going to continue to do here. Then on the weekly time frame, we're seeing a slight little fake out on this high over here for Ethereum, but ultimately we're waiting for the low to get retested, and that is, of course, where I want to be going heavily in towards the market. Then yet again, I want to be stating that most likely on the imminent short term, we're going to be already seeing a slight little bounce on ETH here, because if you look at the daily time frame, we are creating a very clear hidden bullish divergence. And yeah, this is historically a signal that the market is going to be seeing an ever so slight bounce here. And ultimately, if we're just looking also at the liquidation heat map, what we have seen is just a major reset in the market. Most of the liquidity on the lower side is just grabbed out there right now here, and there's only some top side liquidity still laying from people that opened massive short positions, obviously. So yeah, the market has seen a complete reset. A lot of leverage has been wiped out here. Bitcoin is right now retesting the bull market support band. However, I do think we're still going to be breaking below it, because you can see it also happening over here, also over here. But yeah, we are currently retesting it. If we already bounce higher, I will definitely take it. I will just look at a different opportunity. But currently, in my opinion, this is the opportunity that clearly looks to be, for me, the main scenario. And for me, it looks to be, of course, the most and least amount of risk trade I am currently going to be taking. And also a quick shout out I want to be doing to the VIP Telegram group traders, because guys, Rysel, one of our traders, guys, he exactly predicted this Bitcoin short. He shared his entry, and he basically traded it all the way towards the downside. And he's not the only professional trader out there in the group. There are 5 other professional traders as well, and I am sharing my trading setup. So if you want to be staying up to date on all these trades there, make sure to join it using that second link in today's video description. But yeah, basically right now here, Bitcoin is most likely going to be entering this chop here, this chop consolidation, and this basically chopping sideways consolidation. This is what historically happens after major liquidation events here. And soon we can start to see what the next direction is going to be for Bitcoin. There's once again a lot of fear returning in towards the market. Ultimately, fear equals opportunity. Whenever there's high greed, of course, it is a better time to be out of the market. But anyways, this was it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, learn something from it, subscribe to the channel, slap on that like button, and see you guys on the next one. Peace out.